What's up, guys? Bryce here, leader of the Gutless Gang, and this is day 2 of the 5-day Gutless Challenge for dads. In your second challenge, I'm going to need you to stop the drift. What? Stop the drift. What's the drift? This is the drift. Say you go on a little vacay with your wife and kids. You decide to go to Hawaii. Head to the beach on the first day. Everything's great. The sun is shining down. You got your sunblock on. See the palm trees in the background and smell the fresh hibiscus in the air. You put your inflatable inner tube into the ocean. Plop in there, wave to your wife and kids, everything's great. You're drifting a little bit at first, but it's just like 3 feet off the shore. It's not a big deal until you fall asleep. At first, you're kind of paddling a little bit to offset the drift, right? But when you fall asleep, you've chosen to do nothing because you're unconscious. So just like in weight loss today, you can be like, I'm not going to do anything today. Well, even if you say you're not going to do something, something's going to happen to you. It's called the drift. So 5 minutes later, you're 300 feet off of shore. You don't wake up though. So you're not doing anything. You're not paddling back in the right direction. Not paddling back to shore. Your wife and your kids are yelling. They're like, Dad, wake up! Dad, wake up! You're drifting! You got to start paddling back. But you're doing nothing. Just like right now. You're like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm just going to maybe do this next month. Maybe 3 months from now. 3 months from now, you're halfway across the Pacific, right? You're halfway to China. And there's no way you're getting back to your wife and kids because of the drift. In weight loss, the tide is always going out. And the longer you wait, the harder it is to get back to where you want to be. So I implore you to think about that. You say you don't have time. You say you're too busy. Your wife and kids need you. Your wife and kids need you to be alive. They need you to take action now and find the time. I'm going to talk to you about how you can find the time on our coaching call. I'm going to give you some proven strategies for carving out a little bit of time for yourself. And trust me, there's been hundreds of dads just like you are like, but you don't understand. I understand perfectly well. I've worked with hundreds of dads just like yourself who are even busier than you are. You will find the time if you make it a priority. Click the link below after filling out your gut check and book some time with me or my team to talk more about the drift. Where you're going to go. Let's make it vivid. Let's make it real. I need you to understand the consequences of inaction. I don't care if you sign up with us or someone else. I just want you to know what's going to happen to your body over time. Diabetes, heart attack, cancer, stroke. If you're lacking motivation or if you're feeling like, oh, I'll just do this next month. It's not going to be next month. It's going to be a year. Another year is going to go by and you're going to put on another 10 pounds, 10, 20, 15 pounds. It gets harder with every 10 you put on. The drift has taken you farther and farther out to sea. And the odds of you getting back to shore safely become less and less. And unfortunately, we're talking about your life. We're talking about your longevity. We're talking about you being around long enough to see your kids graduate from high school and college and go on to get married. We're talking about your wife not having to fend for herself, figure out how to pay the mortgage because you could not stop the drift. You decided not to start paddling back to shore. I'll do it next month. I'll do it next year. No, you need to stop the drift right now. Go ahead and fill out the gut check form below and then we'll move on to challenge 3. Challenge 3 is going to start to get exciting. I'm going to give you the M1 Gutless Matrix. This is a growth plan that's going to allow you to lose your first 15 pounds of gut fat. Fat in general, but a lot of it's going to come off of your gut. And you get it for free. A lot of guys paid a lot of money for this plan. You're going to get it for free.